Yo, what up, peoples out there in the world of fandom? It's Fandom Frequency, where we get into the entire multiverse of pop culture, horror, anime, wrestling, you name it. We talk about it here. I'm your host, Will, joined by my co host and special guest, once again, Steph from the Final Girlz, where they react to horror films for the first time ever. Didn't grow up as horror fans like me, so they're not desensitized to all the crazy shit that we see in horror movies and everything like that. I always have their channel in the description. It's always pinned down there, and I also have
Mhm.
Steph's social media as well because she does modeling and makeup effects and different stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, you can hit her up there. And if you just love watching reactions like I do, go ahead and check out the Final Girlz channel as well. I'll try to get a screenshot of the channel here too, so you guys can see it because there's a lot of Final Girlz stuff kind of out there. But Final Girlz with a Z. So that's kind of your little key
Yeah.
right there because there's a lot of Final Girl stuff out there, merch and rankings and all kinds of crazy shit when you YouTube it. Because I remember when I first looked it up, I was like, oh yeah, a Z. I was like, where is
Well,
it
it's
at?
funny because I have a friend in Solvang right now, and she sent me pictures because she went to a winery and it was Final Girl Winery.
Damn, see,
Yeah, so there's Final Girl wine. I'm like, oh, we need a field trip.
for real, dude. I love Solvang too. I haven't been up there since I was a kid.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been up there too.
But
It's very
unfortunately,
nice.
we're not going to be reviewing Solvang, and unfortunately, we're going to be reviewing something much worse. That's right. I'm burying the lead. I'm getting right to it. We're talking about The Crow, obviously. Y'all
Not
saw
the
the
good
thumbnail.
one.
Yeah. 30 years later, 2024, Bill Skarsgård, aka Mr. We all float down here. Mr. Pennywise himself. Bill Skarsgård coming in as Eric Draven. Air quotes. You got FKA Twigs, who I've never listened to a single one of her songs
You know
before,
what?
but
I'm actually a really big fan of her music.
really?
So I am. So I was kind of excited to see her in it too, and
All right.
for
I
a
think
little
I
bit.
see where you're going with it. But yeah, so we're talking about The Crow. The I guess it's a remake, I suppose. So yeah, they're continuing or not continuing, but they're going back to the Eric and Shelley love story, everything like that. Eric Draven becoming the Crow, the whole 9 yards.
And you
This
know
thing
what's
has been cursed
crazy?
forever.
Is from what I understand, I even tried getting my hands on the comic books. Shout out to my friend Enrique because he's got a comic book shop. So I hit him up, asking him, if he could help me get my hands on the comic books or the old graphic novels, the originals. After I saw this dumpster fire of
Does he have them?
a movie. I know he wasn't able to get them for me right now, so
It's hard to find, man.
unfortunately. But from my understanding, they could have actually gone with other stories that are in
Yep.
there. I guess there's more than just the Eric Draven Shelley stories.
Yep. Which is something that even though the sequels aren't good, I haven't seen them, but everyone says they're bad. That's the one
Yeah.
element those sequels got right. They didn't do Eric Draven again and again and again.
Yeah.
They did the other
And
characters
I
as it
think
goes on.
honestly they should have done that because I personally feel like this one lost the warmth of Eric Draven. He lost his humanity in this one.
Yep.
He lost his humanity. I felt like their love story was rushed. And remember how I was all excited about the love story in the original one. And this one I felt like they rushed their love story. Whereas the original, I felt like they had been in love for many, 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 many years. I mean, they were engaged to be married. They got killed the day before they were supposed to get married. And they had, just all these things, and that you felt like they grew together, like they had like this long, 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 beautiful story. Whereas in this one, I felt like it was so rushed and it didn't have the warmth and it almost felt like they were just trauma bonding.
It's a conundrum. How is it an hour of the damn movie almost for them to show this whole thing and it still feels rushed? How do you do that? Like I
Uh,
was so
I
baffled at that. It was like this feels like the love story was rushed, but you took 45 minutes to an hour to set it up.
Mhm.
But it
Yeah.
also feels like you well, I guess they kinda rushed to the death of them. I think is kinda what it is. But,
Mhm. But
but
they
yeah,
only knew each other for what, a day?
it felt like. I don't think
Yeah,
it was
it felt
a
like
day
they
though. I
okay,
don't
well, maybe a couple days.
Yeah,
A
like,
week,
it wasn't
a week.
long.
Because well, they wore the same outfit the whole time too.
That's true. But it was like it seemed like it was too long to be a day, but it didn't seem long enough to be months or years. So I don't know. That's
No.
another thing with this movie. You don't get any passage of time. That's another
Yeah,
terrible
no,
thing.
there was none. There was
Like,
none.
I think the original was all in a night, right? Once he came back,
Mhm.
it was all one night.
Yeah,
Yeah, hell
that
no.
one was. After but that it but him coming back, it took a year
Yes,
for
yeah.
him to
So a
come back.
year and a
So
day. Yeah.
mhm. He came
So
back exactly a year later after he had gotten killed,
right, and it was
after he and Shelley
October
had both gotten killed.
October 30th.
And yeah, they died, yeah, they died the day before Halloween because they were supposed to get married on Halloween Day.
That's so rad. But but yeah, man. So here's what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna knock out a few of the positives that I got out of the movie.
Okay.
Not very many, and then we'll get to all the rest of this shit. But but the one thing I do want to give credit to is the action scenes. When you actually got some action in this damn movie, it's pretty freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I do
It
like
was
the
cool.
hand-to-hand combat that Brandon Lee was doing, but it's fucking Bruce Lee's son, so obviously it's gonna be more
Yeah,
badass
he's gonna
fighting.
have it. It's
You
gonna
know what
be
I mean?
all the magic.
Yeah, and Alex Proyas was very influenced by it too. Like, I like the way that he was, like, chopping fools and doing all the kinda different things with the gunplay, which I thought was really cool.
Mhm.
They didn't go too John Wick with it because they didn't shoot things like that back then.
Yeah.
And, but at the same time, it had a different visceralness to it that the Wachowskis straight up stole in The Matrix and all this other shit. So,
Mhm.
that was the one thing with this movie that I thought was cool was they didn't try to copy the Brandon Lee action scenes. They tried to do their
Mhm.
own thing. And I do appreciate that. And the action was competently shot. I've seen things like Resident Evil 5 where you can't see what the fuck Mila Jovovich is doing the whole time. It's crazy. It's like
Yeah,
someone drunk at a concert trying to record the show, and it's like in the middle of a mosh pit. That's what that movie looks like. This at least
yeah,
was like I can see what was going on, the opera scene and all that stuff. And the one other element about the movie that I did like, but I wish they would have explored more, was the fact that he felt all the pain and had to like Wolverine heal out of it. I thought that
yeah.
was actually a brilliant idea
That was
because
kinda cool.
yeah,
That
like
was.
if they would have had a
Mhm.
better story with this and let him be the Crow for the majority of the fucking movie, like every other goddamn Crow movie, then I think
Yeah.
you could have really explored some cool shit with that. Like he just got hit by a car, he can't even get up right now. He's got to freaking heal back up.
You have to
All
wait
kinds
a
of
few
crazy.
minutes.
You know what I mean? Like he could have been in a situation where like,
Yeah.
oh shit, he's broke up. We got his ass. And there's so many
Mhm.
different cool things they could have did with that idea, but at least they presented something
Agree.
new that I thought was actually kind of cool and something we've seen before with like X-Men and things of that nature, but had its own vibe to it. Cause he literally had to pop his bone back in place and shit like that when he got hit
Yeah.
by the car and everything, which that was actually a pretty cool scene too. So
That
that
was
was the
actually pretty
cool
cool. I okay,
yeah.
I'll give it that much. And I will admit to, some of the effects and stuff were cool too, but I didn't like the way they did his makeup
Mm,
either.
yeah. I knew that from when they put out the images though. I was like, they're doing this
Yeah,
Heath
see, I
Ledger
didn't watch
Joker.
any of that.
Oh, right.
I went in without seeing any of the trailers or anything like that. And I don't know if we're ready to go into cons yet.
I think the only other positive I can think of oh, 2, sorry. I like the
Okay.
main actors, FKA Twigs, I thought did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Not great, but
Well, I
serviceable.
was sad though because she has such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soprano.
Uh-huh.
And so I was really hoping they'd bring in, more of the musical element. Like the original was so musically influenced. And you
That was
just
hard.
barely hear her going through like this weird drug phase where she's just barely just like humming into the microphone.
Yeah.
But if you go back and listen to her music, she does have an absolute stunning she's a soprano.
Mm.
and has a go back and listen to like Cellophane or something. Find the live version. I think that was on the Jimmy Fallon show,
Hmm, I'll have to
and
check it out.
because she's got a gorgeous vocal on her, and just yeah.
There was a missed opportunity there, and I thought Bill Skarsgård, was pretty good in the movie too. Not anywhere close to Brandon Lee,
Oh, nowhere.
totally different performance, totally different actors too, uh,
Yeah.
but I thought for what they presented him with, pretty good,
I mean,
and
he
I
did a good job with what he was given, yeah.
yeah,
I
like,
mean I
even
mean,
when,
he was
like, he
given a
died and
script,
stuff.
and he did his script.
Yeah. He wasn't, like, phoning it in, you know what I'm saying? Or doing, like, some really over the top type of performance and things of that nature, and him, like I said, in the middle of the action and selling the pain and selling that part of it, I thought, "Great stuff," you know what I mean? When the dude
Yeah.
becomes a killer clown over here and can, like, literally move one eyeball and do all kinds of crazy shit like that, you know he's got the talent within him, so I figured he would be good in the movie. I was hoping it would
Mhm.
be maybe something a little bit better written so he could really shine and really stand out,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
not
because
quite
he's a
there.
fantastic actor. I mean, we liked him in It and liked him in Barbarian. Well,
Quick
kind of
quick
we liked
tangent.
him. We didn't like his character in
Yeah, and a quick tangent, but also continuation of our last conversation, he was an awesome villain in John Wick 4. Won't say anything else, but he was awesome in it.
I have to go back and see those.
Yeah, no, yeah, like I said, you
Mhm.
regardless if we ever talk about it, you have to watch those movies. Those are ill it's Keanu Reeves' best stuff. It's way better than Matrix. I said it. Matrix can
Alright,
suck
I
it.
will watch them just
So
for you,
awesome.
Will.
You gotta
I'm
do
gonna
it,
watch them
man.
for you and for all your subscribers.
They know what's up. I'm thinking
Mhm.
I'm back. It's freaking iconic, man. La Baba Yaga. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah. Oh, one last pro. Good soundtrack.
On this one,
Yeah, not as nowhere near the other one, but they actually picked some pretty cool songs in this one.
but they only had them come in like I think there was a couple of like stabs with songs in it. Otherwise, I didn't none of it really stuck out to me. There was a car scene where they had a pretty cool song playing, and then I think one other one where it actually you played a little bit of homage to some of the old goth stuff, but
Yeah, because they put some Joy Division in there, I think.
yeah.
There was another gothy kind of song that they put in there.
Yeah, like
I mean,
there
at
was
least
one
the
that
music
like
was good, but
yeah, and like we were talking earlier, I mean, they didn't even go with any of the iconic quotes.
nope,
Right?
not
Like they
one.
can't rain. Yeah, can't rain all the time.
That would have been an easy
I
one,
was
man.
waiting for that. I was actually waiting for that one too.
Anyone
I was
could have said
like,
it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, come on, dude.
anytime, anytime, any of them. Even if Shelley had said it.
And I'm not gonna
And
say what they said. Even Alien Romulus did it. I'm not gonna say
I
what.
haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say anything. But even they pulled
I'm ready to watch the rest of the Alien movies with the Final Girls. I mean, we've gotten through the third one. So we're waiting for the fourth,
hey,
the resurrection.
whoever wrote that script and killed off Newt, I'm coming for you, bro. Coming for you.
We were not happy about that either.
No one
Go back
is.
to the Final Girls and watch that. You
Not
watched me
even
actually get up in the middle after when we found out that Newt was dead. I stood up. I'm like, I'm out. And Destiny's all, you can't leave, Stephanie. You live here.
jeez, man. I'd have went to my room and I'd been like, "You finish this without me. This is blasphemy.
I'm done.
How you gonna kill Michael Biehn, man? It's John
Right.
Connor's dad, God damn it. Put some respect on that name. He's a nonstop killing machine." Alright, sorry. Enough of the pop culture references. I can't help myself. But that's it. There's no other pros for this movie on my end. That's it. I like to give everything, it's just due. But, yeah, I didn't like anything else in this
And
movie.
honestly, and I was actually kind of upset too because I have been to the opera. I have been to the
Oh, really?
ballet. I've been to plenty of musicals. Yes. Oh yeah, because this is me. I mean, I grew up wanting to sing on Broadway, so yeah, and I was a choir geek. So,
Makes
I
sense.
sing a little bit of opera and stuff like that. But um So that scene, I was like, how are they not hearing the gunshot?
Yes, that was the only thing that bugged me the
And
whole
that's
time. I was
because
like,
silencers. I'm like,
exactly.
how is nobody hearing this and nobody's panicking through this?
In 2024, what are you talking about? It's crazy. People thought,
I'm sorry, but it's not that soundproof.
dude, when I used to work in Ontario Mills Mall, not even that long ago, there was
Mhm.
2 shooting scares that didn't even happen because someone broke something in the middle of the mall, and
Yeah.
people ran, and they had to close the whole mall down and shit. I wasn't there that day, but it's
I
like,
had that happen when I worked at the Galleria
yeah.
when I was a teenager.
You see what I mean? I'm like, dude, it's fucking post Columbine, dude. You hear a
Right.
fucking firework go off, you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, what was that?" And I'm like,
Right?
"What?"
Everybody's gonna duck and cover and run.
So horrible.
It would have been chaos in that whole theater.
Yep.
It would
And
have
then they
been
could have
absolute
played opera music in the
chaos.
background instead of having them keep doing it. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's so
They
many
could have
creative
absolutely done
ways
that.
they could have did that, and I'm just like,
I know, and I just thought it was weird too how they actually even tried to pull out the whole Enya song in the middle of it. I'm like, I'm
yeah,
sorry, but Enya does not. As much as I'm a huge Enya fan too, I love me some Enya. Not in this movie.
no,
I just felt like it was out of place.
no, not at all. And now we can jump into all the negatives. I'm gonna let you lead the way on this one. So whatever you're feeling, you want to highlight first.
Well, okay, so yeah, I wasn't thrilled that it wasn't as heavily musically involved,
Mm,
especially considering we have a popular musician in the movie as
yeah,
one of the main characters. I'm like,
and
okay. I was upset, I'm like, they didn't utilize her. I mean, even the part where they had her like humming a little bit, I'm just like, you could have at least showcased her a little bit more if you're going to do that with her.
see,
I I didn't like the addition of the guy with the weird powers.
oh, Danny Houston,
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't think weird guy with weird different powers was necessary, especially considering nobody had these powers in the first one.
it's like, and there's this whole
Um,
conspiracy. Like she's like, oh, you have incriminating evidence. I'm like, what was the incriminating evidence anyway? Did they even show that?
yeah, they did later. Yeah, it was basically it showed where he had done the whole mind thing to Shelley and she had stabbed somebody and it was on the video that she had on her phone.
Oh, okay, I must have been tuned
Yeah.
out at that point.
But my
I
thing
was like,
is that too, it wasn't only on her phone, somebody sent it to her from their phone.
yeah, and it's like nothing goes away. It's on the internet, man. Are you gonna go
Yeah.
into the dark web and get rid of it? Like, what's the point of killing them? It's on the internet. They
Yeah.
sent it through fucking Wi-Fi, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. So that didn't make sense. Um, oh, like I said, the love story. I was just like, because in the original one, I mean, we even talked about that too, because I mean, I went on my own little tangent of I love love, and I wanted to know the backstory of their love story and things like that because I felt like they had an established love.
mm-hmm,
They had a love that had been solidified for years, not
mm-hmm.
just a couple of days. They met each other. Yeah, I'm like, and also, how often do they have co-ed like
Rehab
institutions
jails
like
or
that?
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, because I thought it was a jail.
I thought so too.
And then they made it almost seem like it was a jail, but it was also like an institution, like a
Like a
like these people
rehabilitation.
or like a rehabilitation. Yeah. I don't know. So I was confused with that. I'm like, even if it's in another country, a lot of times they're not going to be co-ed.
Yes, because I've been to one with a family member of mine. It's like, guys,
Yeah.
do a fucking Google search. Like, who's writing this,
I
man?
visited someone in a prison once and they even made me made me make sure I was completely covered up in, like, sweatshirt and
Damn, man, they harsh. Like, damn, man,
whatnot. Yeah.
can't let these people get a little eye candy, man. Damn.
Oh, no. Mm.
Hey, we all got needs out, you know? I guess they get access to the internet, so I guess they can find it somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But,
I was super, super young back then too.
I feel you.
Um, but I don't know, it's just I don't know. I like I said, I was really sad not to have more about their love story. I or the fact that it seemed rushed. It didn't seem realistic. And you know,
Not at all, man. Like, hey, full disclosure, okay? I ain't been in love with anyone like that before, all right? You know what I'm saying? But I've seen other people fall in love with people and be in love and stuff like that, and it ain't like that. And I
no,
had friends that were with people that were drug addicts, and it wasn't like that, even though both
like
of them
that.
were drug addicts. And it's like,
No, because usually then it's just tumultuous
thank you.
when you
It's
see them
toxic.
when it's like that.
And that's what they're
It's
pulling this from. You're making a toxic relationship, the relationship we're all supposed to buy into for him to like get his
uh-huh.
revenge and all this shit. I'm like, dude,
And that's why I felt like this one here, it was more of like they had more of like a trauma bond versus an actual love.
exactly. And I felt like
Yeah.
at one point in the movie, he's almost was like, Should I even do this shit?" Like at one point, he's even like second guessing it. I'm like, no, like this is not the
Yeah,
essence of the story.
this is and then when you're like, well, you have to have this pure love and blah blah blah. Blah. I'm like, that wasn't a pure love. None of it was. None of it was.
She had a freaking rich dude that let her stay at her place and had drugs, and she looked hella good. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go with her." Like,
Yeah,
who the fuck else wouldn't have snuck out with her and did all that shit? I'd have even went. I'd have been
yeah.
like, keep the drugs away. But it's like, even I'd go. It's like this is
Mm,
stupid. And it's like, and hey, no shade to anyone out there because I had plenty of family members that have dealt with this because it's a sickness
yeah.
and with addiction. Okay, but the problem with this movie is drug addicts are not relatable to most people on the planet because most people aren't drug addicts. So you don't make them universally relatable like the originals.
No,
They're just cool young
no.
people that one guy's a musician. How many people are freaking musicians? Millions. How many people like music? Billions. That's
Everybody.
relatable, you know what I mean? And in the '90s, when rock was at its height, he's all shredding the guitar, it was like everyone wanted to be like that kinda guy, you know what I mean? Or a lot of or even women
Yeah.
wanted to be like that, and it's
Actually,
relatable,
drugs
you
weren't
know?
even brought up between Eric Draven and Shelley in the original one.
Mhm.
None of that was about drugs. Now
Not
the
at
bad
all.
guys had drugs, but Draven and Shelley did not.
No.
So I'm just like, why are they all of a sudden addicts?
I don't
And
know.
then I also felt like I felt like I felt like in the original one, I felt like Eric Draven and Shelley were both extremely warm characters.
Mhm.
Like like they were people that you wanted to know, people you wanted to hang out with, people you wanted around you. Even when he went back, you know, like when he confronted even like Sarah's mother, he didn't try to kill Sarah. He made sure that Sarah's mother cleaned up in the original one.
Exactly.
And he helped her get her, you know, he you saw him push the heroin out of her veins. And you know, that way she would be better for Sarah. You didn't see this Eric Draven try to do anything like this. It
No.
was like,
Not at
no,
all. And that's like
no.
it's just they had no understanding of what made the original
So
movie and the
why
character.
people loved it so much and why people felt like these characters were endearing. I didn't find these characters endearing at all. I wouldn't have cared for them. I wouldn't have hung out with them. I wouldn't have not to say I'm better than anybody else or anything like that, but
Right.
these weren't people I would have wanted to be around,
You're not rooting for
you
him
know?
to even get the bad guy anyway,
No.
because it's like if she's involved with these people, she's no not that she's as bad, but she's no better if she's involved with these people in an intimate and direct manner.
Mm.
It makes no goddamn sense. It's like,
Yeah, and I just like I said, I just felt like and the way he just went on like this killing spree was different too. It's like he was sitting there sitting next to the guy that was helping him get the tattoos. He's all sitting next to him while he's got his head blown off.
and then he goes into the
I'm
dude in
like,
the car, take me to whoever you work for. And the dude's about to shoot him, so then he just shoots him in the head. I'm like, well, we didn't even get any information, bro. Like,
right,
what are you doing?
right. But I will say that person was listening to a kind of cool song. I was like,
That's true.
okay, we got a little bit of cool music in this one, this scene right here.
Yeah, and it's like, dude,
But
like the
yeah, I thought
whole
about that too. I was like, what? I was like, he didn't tell you anything. I thought the same thing. I was like, you're you,
and then he would get information from one guy to go to the next guy, and then you get information from this guy to go to the next guy. It's like it's
yeah.
fucking lame,
And
dude.
then
Like,
it's like, and then I didn't really completely understand the dude in the like that little middle world too, that little limbo
oh yeah,
either. I'm like,
the gray haired dude.
I'm
I
like,
didn't
who
mind
is
his
this guy?
acting. Yeah, they didn't explain anything. I can't remember the name of the character, but there is a character that's related to the Crow, and I can't remember the
Mhm.
name of the character, but there is like a character that's like an
See,
entity that has something to do
I
with it.
never watched any of the sequels or anything like that either. But I
I was
do really, really, really want to get my hands on the comic books and on the graphic novels.
same here, but I think this guy is based off of a character in the comics. I just can't remember like the
Mhm.
actual concept of the character, but that's why this guy was in here. And not that it's a positive or a negative, but I thought the actor was at least decent. But but I just didn't get his
Mhm.
point in being there. And then they're just like, okay, I'm gonna push you in the water, and now you're back alive now. And then he's like, oh, you're back. Okay, I'm gonna push you back in the water again. I'm like, what?
And then all of a sudden when that other guy came back through with him and there was like alligators or something in the water. I'm
Like, what? What is
like,
this?
where
Steve
they come
Irwin's nightmare? Like, what are we doing here? What do
from?
alligators have to do with the crow? Like, it's so fucking weird.
Thing. Well, I mean, like I said, it just I felt like it lost a lot of its warmth and a lot of its humanity, and it lost a lot of the things that you love about the original.
No charisma from anybody, mostly.
None,
No,
none,
what's it called? No unique identity. I don't
none.
expect them to recreate what Alex Proyas did in the original. You
No.
can't make that aesthetic today. I don't give a shit who you are. Even Tim Burton couldn't do that. But the difference is Tim Burton had a gothic aesthetic,
You
so
know what?
something
Honestly,
like
if
that.
Tim Burton would have redone The Crow, it probably would have been pretty fucking quick.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Beetlejuice yet, but I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm
I'm
just saying.
curious about that one.
Me too.
It's another one that I'm scared of.
I'm going this
Like,
weekend, so look out for that spoiler review, y'all. I got my fingers crossed. Uh, the love of my life's in the movie, so hey, I'm rooting for it. Even though I'm like 10 years older than her. But yeah,
it's okay.
even though I don't look it, we both probably look the same age at this point. Um, but but yeah, man, like it's just so many misfires, dude. And like I said, the pacing, or like I said to you in text, but so you guys know, the pacing's fucking terrible. I almost fell asleep two
Mhm.
times, and it's not even two
Same, same,
hours.
same.
Like,
And it's like, and you should have seen me. I'm like, how am I going to talk about this movie because none of it's really memorable.
like very little. Like, and it's only because I just watched it like a few days ago. It's like if you
I watched it last weekend when it came out.
damn, kudos to you, because you remember
Thanks.
quite a bit for seeing that shit. Like it's so forgettable,
Well,
man. And it's
you
like,
brought up a few things too, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
fair point. But it's like, dude, who in the fuck in this meeting for this movie said, "Hey, we're gonna make it 45 minutes to an hour before he becomes the Crow"? What? What? Like that's the dumbest idea like ever. It's like making a Spider-Man movie
Yeah,
and he doesn't become Spider-Man to the end of the movie. It's like,
right,
what are we?
right. And then, like I said, and this was not the love story I was looking for
No
at
one's
all.
looking for this, and if anyone is looking for this, you need to go to
No,
the doctor, and you need to get some,
you need
what's that thing called?
therapy.
Get, better
You
help,
need
you
to
can get
get those
that.
narcotics. please go to Narcotics Anonymous and get
Yeah.
yourself some help.
Hi,
Get you and your loved one some help.
my name's Barry.
And if you are doing that, you're not supposed to get into a relationship anyways, from what I understand.
Yeah,
You're
so
trying to get clean.
and even the way they snuck out of the place was stupid. I'm like, you couldn't
Yeah,
have figured this out before
like
she
that.
got
They
there?
couldn't find them. They couldn't find them. And I'm like, why are they gonna drop their phones or whatever else they had? They dropped like their shirts. They dropped them there, or their
Yeah,
badges or whatever it was. They left them in there, and they why didn't you put like your or like oh no, it was their ankle
ankle
things.
bracelets, yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Why
dude,
didn't you put those in another room, leave those in another room, and then go into the laundry room and get out? Instead, they left them right there where it shows them where they got out.
because they're like 10 years old trying to sneak out for the first time. Like, this is
Oh,
ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
what
because I
is
thought
this?
about that too. I'm like, why are you leaving your tracking devices in the area that you're leaving? Why didn't you go put them back in like one of the other cells or,
Exactly.
or even the separate cells? I would
And
have
my
left
thing
them in
is,
separate places.
he didn't want to do that to get out of here before. Like, why is he still there if he could have just did that the whole time?
Right. Especially if he already knew about this. Why did it take her to be like, let's get out of here? And he hated it. The people there were terrible to him.
It's dumb.
I don't know. Make it make it make sense. Make it,
I can't help you there. And then the whole beginning of the movie baffled me the most. Oh,
the
my
horse.
horse died.
I felt like I was watching the never ending story.
I haven't seen that, actually.
Artex!
I have not seen that.
Checks. Okay. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I know of it, but yeah, dude, like, I don't care about
Because
his
when I
horse.
saw that, that's the first thing I went to. I was like, it may not be a vat of mud, but it still had Artex written all over it.
Ugh. I'm like, "Dude, why do you care? I don't why are we watching him look at a horse dying with barbed wire over him? What is so he's some rich
Yeah.
kid that had a horse, or is he living on a
No, he
farm,
wasn't.
or
He was actually he lived on a small farm and they were in a trailer.
that's
Like
what I
a
thought. So he's
yeah,
some
they looked like they were like in a trailer park with the horse.
so it's 8
And it
miles of
looked like
horse.
the horse was like the only thing they had and it was trying to get out of the barbed wire. Why would you put if you've had horses, why would you put barbed wire around its pen or around its
No one does that. I have family members that used to have
no.
farms too. No one does that. I've been on farms before, field trips.
I lived
They
on
don't do that.
one.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So you know 100%. And I've been
My mom and my biological guy, they bred quarter horses when I was little. So I'm like, that's not how you would have one enclosed, not with barbed wire. It was dumb.
and I'm like, then the whole movie he's having PTSD about this stupid horse. I'm like,
Horse.
why don't you show him have his dog die or something? Like, that's more relatable, you know? Or like his
I don't know.
mom or some shit.
No, because I can understand. I can understand the horse.
I
It's
do,
still
but
they're highly intelligent animals.
that's true. But
So I
I'm
mean,
like,
if you can relate to a dog, you can relate to a horse.
true. But everyone's owned a dog or know someone that owns a dog. Has everyone owned a horse? You know what I mean?
A lot of people have.
I guess.
I know quite a few people that have. I
All right. I'll give you that. But it's still stupid. It's like, why is this?
but the way that it came in though, it had nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
It's like that's why he does drugs because his horse died. Is that what we're saying here? It's like what?
Yeah. So you turn to drugs because you lost somebody you love?
Yeah, and it's like we didn't know a
That's
single thing
healthy.
about Eric Draven before. I didn't need to. I didn't know where he was from. I didn't know how old he was. I didn't know anything. I know he likes rock music.
And
He likes
we're the
Shelly.
ones
That's it.
we knew that we knew he lost the love of his life and I
Never
felt
got to
like that
pursue his
love
passion.
story would have been so much different than what we got in this movie.
Exactly. It's like what?
Mhm.
It's just
I felt
baffling
like
some of the decisions.
I feel like this one lost the compassion
100%.
too.
There's
Lost the
no
compassion, it lost the humility, it lost the humanity, it lost
creativity.
so much of like that too. But I don't know, it wasn't the original one, Draven had a warmth to him Like I said, I wanted to know him.
Mhm.
I wanted to hug Shelly when she was going through when they were playing it out. I'm like, comfort her. I wanted to comfort her. You wanted to be there. Like I said, you wanted to know these people.
And the side
Um,
characters, man. Ernie Hudson,
yeah,
that's the cop we all wish was every single cop on the street. And then Rachel and her mom and everything like that. You're
yeah,
like,
Sarah.
"Man, like, you're fucking up, lady. Take care of your daughter." And then she finally starts cleaning up. You're like, "Oh,
Mm,
shit, there you go." I've seen that with real
yeah,
life people. It just makes it more real, you know what I'm saying? The only thing in that movie that
it
was,
was
like, over the top
relatable.
was the villain.
Yeah. And like I said, but I felt like Shelley and Eric Draven were a lot more relatable in the original
100%.
one.
100%.
Whereas in this one, I mean, I mean, I know that there's people out there that are addicts and stuff like that,
Of course.
but I don't feel like these were people that, they weren't healthy for another addict to know because
And we
they're just
don't
gonna
know
pull it.
anything
They're
about
gonna pull
Shelley.
people.
We still know
I
nothing
don't
about
really
her.
know anything about Shelley other than she was a musician. We found that out.
True.
We
But
found
it's
out
like,
that she was a pianist, but
do you see her play
and
the
you don't and we never even knew what even happened to the other girl that was the pianist that was there with the bad guy. And then all of a sudden you just don't see her anymore. I figured she'd at least be playing the piano at the opera.
something? So nothing follows through. The villain is
Because
completely
they
like
should
an
have almost had
afterthought.
an orchestra. That way we would have seen, what she was doing versus all of a sudden she's just gone. Her character was just there, and then you don't see her anymore. It's like the last time you see her, she's in the car with him.
I'm like, huh? What? And then,
And she was in the car with the bad guy.
yeah, I'm just like, wait, where'd she come from? And then
Yeah.
also the whole thing with him making a bargain. Hey, if you do this and kill these motherfuckers, then she'll get to come back to life. So I'm like, so what the hell does Eric get out of this?
Thing.
It's dumb. I'm like, excuse me.
He got to have go to like the hell or whatever it was of whatever the purgatory of whatever it was they were at because he doubted Shelley's love. But of course you're gonna doubt somebody else's love for you when you've only known each other for what, 3 days, if that.
Ay,
and,
ay, going to raves and
and
shit.
strung out the whole time.
Exactly. And then she's, like,
You're
going out partying at
basically
raves and shit, and she's getting and there's people looking for her. I'm like, "What the fuck? Why would you
who
be
does
out?"
that?
It's
Who
s
does that? Who goes to a club when people are looking for you to kill you?
apparently Shelly
I
does.
wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it
and then the fact that they like trashed this guy's house that the person allows her to come stay at.
and why is that? That's my question.
Yeah, I'm like this rich person that I'm good friends with lets me come and crash at their place and it's a safe place for me. And I'm gonna bring some random dude over here and do a shit ton of drugs and trash the place.
Ay, ay, ay.
See, I wouldn't want to know these people.
No one does, man. Like, not one person I know that's seen this movie or I've seen talk about this movie has given this movie any, like, praise for the characters or any of that shit.
Mhm.
And that's the thing,
Mhm.
man,
That-
and
That's
that's why
sounds
I wanted to
required.
pull up yeah, that's why I wanted to pull up the people involved with the movie here. Rupert Sanders is the director, okay? Here's his
Okay, I don't know
credits.
who that is.
Here's his credits, and you've heard of these.
Okay.
Snow White and the Huntsman, Ghost in the Shell, and that is it.
Well, I didn't watch Ghost in the Shell just because I was mad because they didn't have a Japanese woman and they put
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson in there instead
I've
as
seen
Major.
part of the movie. It's okay. I haven't even
And
seen all of Ghost in the Shell, so I'm
I
one
haven't
of
seen
those weirdos.
all of the anime, but I've seen enough of it to know that Scarlett Johansson is not Major.
Same. I've seen clips and things of that nature. Movie's
Yeah,
okay, but, from what I saw, I didn't finish the whole movie, but it's very just meh. It's very forgettable. Came out
very
only
mid.
years
Yeah,
ago, you know? Yes, mid,
I
exactly.
never watched Snow White and the Huntsman.
I watched part of that too because I was just curious about it because I think Chris Hemsworth was in it, right? Yes, and Charlize Theron and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Always like seeing her play a villain, and she was
I
great.
do like Charlize Theron.
A
I
class
like
talent, man.
Dion Flux. I like I actually liked her as Eon,
Pops
but
really like
I
her.
grew up with watching Eon, the cartoon on Liquid Television and stuff like that.
I haven't watched either of those, but I'll have to check it
Oh
out.
my God, so good. I have the series, so when you're ready to watch them, I'll let you watch them.
Hell yeah, I got that Ninja Scroll on
I
the
have them all.
docket. I might actually get around to that tomorrow. But
Ooh,
yeah,
they were gonna bring the original one back to
I saw
the
that.
theater for a little bit.
I saw that. I was
And
like,
then they
crazy
just
synergy. I was like, see, it is. I was like, it is
means it's
definitely
time for you to
destiny for
watch
me.
it.
Yeah, I was like, it's destiny for me to watch it. I'm gonna get to it this week. I think. I think I'll actually finally have time
Good.
because I don't have a bunch of things I got to catch up on. All I really got to do is
Mhm.
catch Beetlejuice this weekend coming up. So
Yeah.
don't have as much to
Maybe I'll
keep up
take
with.
myself to go see it tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then but yeah, man. So Snow White and the Huntsman, Ghost in the Shell. Two of the worst adaptations in years. So why the fuck did they give him this movie?
Mm.
Like, who fucking greenlit this shit? Who said that's the guy? Like,
This was the remake that none of us asked for.
that's the thing, man. It's been cursed for decades. They've been trying to get this movie off the ground since before I got on YouTube
Mhm.
as a kid in
Yeah.
2005. You know what I mean? It's like they tried to get Jason Momoa, Tom Hiddleston. I can't remember the
It
other
wasn't
one that
meant
was
to be.
no,
It was not meant to be, especially not like this. Not like this. And I honestly think Jason Momoa would have done better because Jason Momoa, I think, would have made sure that it kept its warmth.
maybe. And he is a lot more he's a relatable guy. He doesn't look like most of
Yeah.
us dudes out here, but he is
Yeah.
relatable and cool. You know
But
what I
and
mean?
I think honestly, like I said, I think had they given Skarsgård a better script and a better role, I think he would have done a good job with it because
100%.
he's a fantastic actor. And
Yes.
I think, and I honestly think that FK Twigs would have done well if they had given her something better. And I really would have liked to have heard her pretty voice. Like I said, she's got such a clean soprano. She's got such a really pretty vocal. My favorite album of hers is the Mary Magdalene one. I can listen to almost all the whole thing, actually.
I feel like I've heard
It's a
that
good
title.
album.
But
Mhm.
but yeah, man, and that was another thing. They had no chemistry at all.
None.
Now I don't want to give Brandon Lee and the other actress that much credit. They didn't do that much together on screen either.
Well, you didn't
But
see them that much, but what you did see was believable.
yes, exactly. That's the thing. They didn't say
Yeah.
shit.
And
They
I
only showed it
love
real
the
quick, but
fact that when I love the fact that when his stuff was done, his role was finished, he was able to go back and be with her.
exactly. You get her coming, with the whole
In death,
angelic thing and all that.
they're it's like they were soulmates or twin flames, and their souls came back together, and everything was okay in that one. And I was just like, I loved the ending of the original Crow.
Yep.
And
The
I love the fact
it's
that they were able to be, spiritually back together again.
exactly. Even though they're all gonna
Yeah.
miss them, they're together, and that's the main thing,
And
man.
that's all that matters. And everybody else is still living and, able to move on. And the mother's cleaned up. Sarah's got probably has a better future ahead of her.
Exactly. And he got rid of
Yeah.
all those fucking crazy ass thugs, man. Running around yelling fire it up the whole night and shit. And they
And we
didn't
didn't get
say
that
that
in this
once.
movie either.
God damn it, man. Just one fucking person saying fire it up. That'd have been cool. Even if this
I
movie was
wanted
as
to at
bad as
least
it was.
hear it can't rain all the time. Did it even rain in that movie? Oh, it did rain that movie, did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
rained a little bit, yeah.
did it rain a little bit?
I think so.
Did it at least sprinkle? Sprinkle?
I don't even know, man.
Mm.
It doesn't matter at this point. This
Well,
thing,
I
man.
guess I guess they're, it didn't matter then if they say or not, it can't rain all the time. It didn't rain.
I guess, man. It rained the whole
Oh,
time during this damn thing because this thing sucks, man. Like I said,
we needed more rain because it was a dumpster fire. They needed to put it out.
exactly. Exactly. And it's just, man, like I said, there's a few positives to it, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, but man,
Yeah.
it's just such a
But
swing and a miss, man,
I felt like everything else like overshadowed anything that was
for the most
good.
part.
Like, I
Yeah.
didn't feel like anybody was relatable. I didn't feel Yeah. The whole time I was watching, I was just like, why? Why? Why did they do this?
It's just, man, they just didn't understand the assignment on this. They don't understand
Mm.
the franchise, man. It reminds me of that movie
Watch the
Borderlands that just came out. They don't understand what they're adapting, so they're just putting some shit on the screen to try to sell
See,
some
I haven't
tickets.
watched Borderlands yet, but
I haven't either, but just
I know other people that were saying that some of the characters were off from what they played on the video game.
Jamie
I
Lee
never played the
Curtis and
video
Kate
game.
Blanchett are like 20 years older than the characters, man.
I
Like,
love both of them
ridiculous.
though.
Me too.
I do absolutely love them both.
But
And then I heard that Kevin Hart's character is actually supposed to be like a big burly guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was another thing that's like, it's like Kevin Hart does not have any of that at all.
No, he's a little teeny tiny guy.
He doesn't have
He's a
presence
short
like that.
king.
Like,
Yeah.
if you like, let me think here. Like, who's a shorter actor that I could see, like, that has like a lot of presence? I don't know. Um, uh, I don't know, man. But there's shorter actors out there that could have did a better job with that. That
Mhm.
actually could have brought something to it. But no, we got to cast Kevin Hart because he's a name. We got to put Bill Skarsgård in here because he's a name. We got to get FKA Twigs in here. Why didn't you get a bunch of actresses to read for it that actually had chemistry with Bill Skarsgård? Why didn't you do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Well,
no hate to FKA. I'm just saying.
I've never even seen her play in anything. I didn't even know that FKA Twigs actually acted.
She probably doesn't, which is another thing. You're gonna take a big franchise like this and then put it on the back of someone that doesn't even perform in movies? Well, she was in Honey Boy,
Yeah.
apparently, which was the Shia LaBeouf biopic about his dad
I don't
that
know.
he directed and wrote. It was like a few years ago. But yeah, he made a movie about his dad and his childhood growing up with his dad in the industry and things like
Mhm.
that. And it really gives you a lot of insight into why Shia LaBeouf is the way he is. So that was
Okay.
so apparently she
See, I
popped up
never
in
heard
that.
of this.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently I think she dated, Shia, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think she dated Shia before he was with
What's her name? Simi?
um he's with Mia Goth.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
My man came from Even Stevens to freaking dating Mia Goth. Definition of a glow up. Don't
Yeah.
give up, bitch.
I think they might actually be married. And from what I understand, they have a pretty toxic relationship from things that I've read and things that I've seen. But
That's
I don't
tough.
know them personally, so I can't tell you.
Well, all I can say with my knowledge, bravo, sir. Bravo.
She's beautiful.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, man. She's like killing it right now with the freaking X trilogy, the best horror trilogy in years, mind you, people.
I want to get into those ones really, really badly. I
Y'all are
keep telling
saving
our
that for the
producer
reaction.
gods, I want to be there for this one.
Man, I just don't even
Yeah,
want to say anything. Awesome,
don't tell me anything.
awesome. It's one of the most unique trilogies. Every one of them's different, but ties in together
Mhm.
perfectly. It's freaking awesome, man. Star Wars, take some notes. God damn it, that last trilogy, man.
Because I believe that X is actually a prequel to Pearl, and then comes Maxine.
Opposite, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
That's
Pearl's
why I
of
said a prequel.
19.
I
Did
think
I
X is
hear you
supposed to be
wrong?
a prequel to Pearl. I think X
Well,
came after Pearl, but it's supposed to come before Pearl.
well, actually, X came out first, and then they did Pearl. But Pearl is actually prequel to X. I'm trying to see here. Is there anything else I want to bring up about this movie?
I don't know what more can we bring up about this movie.
Well, the only thing I will say is it completely bombed in the box office, so I don't think we have to worry about a shitty sequel or anything like that.
I know. It's so funny because since I'm an AMC member, I went and saw it in IMAX. And I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
well, this was one of my free movies.
Damn, you had to see a crappy movie on such a big screen like that?
I did. I did.
Uh, Good thing it was free. Good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, the whole time I'm like, I am so glad I did not pay for this movie. I'm so glad I did not pay for this movie. And even my friend that came with me, I had rewards, so he didn't pay for their ticket either. I was like,
God, I got the matinee. Thank God I
I
got
am
the
so
matinee.
glad that we did not pay good money for this movie.
Oh man. But hey, look,
Yes,
you viewers out there, hey, some of y'all might like this movie. Some of y'all may hate this movie. But I want to hear from you all in the comments below. Have you seen the original Crow? And if you haven't seen the original Crow and you watch this, I especially want to know what your opinion is because I don't know anyone like that. But if you're one of those people out there, please let us know because I think that would definitely be a much different experience for sure. Not
super
saying that the movie's
interesting.
great all of a sudden. Maybe you might dig this more because you don't have anything else to compare it to. I don't know.
Right.
But
And
I
if
do
you
give this
haven't
movie,
gone to see the original Crow, go watch it. Go, it's on Paramount.
yeah,
Go check it out, rent it, do something, find a way to get your hands on it because it's a classic. It's a masterpiece.
and
And
it's
it's so
not dated
beautifully
at
done.
all. It's not dated
What's
at
that?
all. As it is not
Oh,
dated at
no,
all
you
outside of the
can enjoy
soundtrack.
it
Yeah.
now,
Well,
100%. Oh, go buy the soundtrack.
yeah.
Go
Well, I'll
go
take that
throw it
back.
all on Spotify.
If you were born past 2005, the soundtrack might be a bit dated for you. But if you were born at least 2000 before, not really. But I think if you were born mid 2000s, maybe a little bit. Just think about it. If you're born in like
I,
2006 and you're
I
like
guess so.
13 in 2000, like,
But
2000,
it's still it's a classic soundtrack though. I mean,
it was great. Don't get
and
me
I
wrong.
loved how the original one, how it was so driven by the music. I mean, the music was such a driving force in
The
that whole
character.
movie. So I was really surprised that we didn't get as much of it in this one.
Yeah,
Because
it's
that's
kind
one
of a
thing
modern
I was
era,
like,
man.
okay, well, even if the movie's not that great, maybe the music's gonna be great. And I'm
Mm,
like, wait for it.
um,
Is there music yet? No music yet. Music yet? Oh, there's some music here. There's some music in the car. Okay.
yeah. If it's not James
Oh,
Gunn
it's a
or Quentin,
scene.
yeah. If it's not Tarantino or James Gunn, it's not gonna be a good soundtrack these days. Trust me. It's
No,
like,
it's true.
you know
It's
what I mean?
true. Tarantino always has great music.
Yeah, he's a music fanatic, junkie. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Well,
saying?
when
So,
he usually always works with the RZA on a lot of his stuff too. So I'm like, if you got the RZA working with you on a soundtrack,
yep,
it's
James
probably
Gunn,
gonna
working with different people, and he wrote Guardians of the
be
Galaxy
good.
1 with the songs
Yeah.
in the script. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's literally a part of the story.
Was there. Well, somebody had said that he had actually found a mixtape and ended up incorporating it
That
into
might be
the
I don't know.
Guardians of the Galaxy
That would make a lot of
for Star
sense
Wars,
because it is
where it was just
all
like
older
some
songs.
random mixtape that he had found with
Maybe
these songs on it.
that might be
I'm
it.
like, that's actually pretty cool if that's true.
I could totally buy that. Shit,
Yeah.
the
See,
first,
somebody told me this, so I don't know if it's true because I didn't read it.
I feel you, but yeah, no, that would make sense. Shit, the reason why
But
I
that would
listen
be
to
really
most of the stuff
cool.
I do is because of mixtapes. So
Yeah,
yeah, man, make the youngins appreciate the oldies. You know what I mean? That Marvin
exactly.
Gaye, Tammy Terrell. What y'all know about that? What y'all know about that?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Redbone. Come on, man. No racism. That's the name of the band. And they were all native, so I don't want to hear you, you Zoomers getting all crazy on me down there. but, but, uh, but yeah, man. What do you rate this movie 1 out of 10?
Can
Yeah.
I give it a negative number?
Hey, it's no rules.
Um, I give this a Final Girls rating of no.
Hey, do the final girls rating.
I
I will allow it.
I don't even know if I don't think it even deserves a 5. I don't even think it's halfway there to a 10. I'm going with maybe a 3.5.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay. You're so nice.
I feel like I maybe I've just watched worse things, man. You know what I mean? But
I've definitely seen worse things, but to take a classic and make it this bad,
yeah, you make a
to
point
take
there.
a classic, a freaking masterpiece, and rip it to shreds like this,
Yeah, I'll
No,
give
I
it a
want to
4.
pretend like this one never happened.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back and watch the original again.
Hey, in my mind, there's never even been a sequel. It's just The Crow 94.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's all she wrote, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah,
We didn't even talk about this movie because it didn't happen.
yeah, for real. Like this this episode does not exist. But yeah, dude, it's a doozy, man. But like I said,
Yeah.
I want to hear from y'all in those comments below. Let us know what you thought about it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you check out the Final Girls channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe,
Mm,
hit the bells, hit the whistles, hit all the buttons, man. Make sure you support the
yes.
channel. They got some fun stuff going on around there. Like we mentioned in this video, they haven't gone over the X trilogy yet. They haven't gone through the rest of the Alien franchise yet.
You
Are
guys
you
got to
guys
put
gonna
it
do
into
Predator?
our comment.
Do you
Yeah,
want
gotta
them
put
to
it
do
in our.
Predator? I want to see them do the original Predator. You are
I'm sure
one
it's coming,
ugly.
considering we're getting through the aliens, and we've got to get to Alien versus Predator eventually.
Gotta hurry up because I ain't got time to bleed, man. You got to get to it.
I
Predator, 1987. Jesse the Body Ventura, man. Come on.
didn't know he was in that. Well,
Yes,
but I
sir.
haven't seen him.
Oh, right. Well, hey, one of the greatest wrestlers of the classic generation right
I
there.
like Jesse the Body Ventura.
It's the guy. Have you seen that
That,
guy
that,
in
that
video?
was my era of wrestling.
Yeah, man, with the Macho Man. Ooh, yeah.
What you mean?
Ooh, I think you better not watch this movie again.
Ever.
It's terrible. It's even worse than Hogan. Yeah, we don't fuck with Hogan around here these days no more, man. We don't do that. We don't do that. It's all about Stone Cold and The Rock. But yeah.
Wait, do we still like The Undertaker?
Oh hell yeah. He's
Okay.
that's the GOAT in my opinion. The GOAT is Undertaker. Best wrestler of all time. I said it.
Mhm.
Sit
I
down.
agree. I agree. I am
But
sitting down.
no, I was telling Shawn Michaels to sit down because he
Oh,
got
okay,
upset.
okay,
I
okay.
didn't call him the GOAT. But yeah, you too, Bret Hart. I see you over there. Sit down. It's all about the Undertaker, man. 40 years. And the guy's still relevant today. Gotta give him
Yeah.
props, man. Gotta give him props. But enough of the wrestling talk for now. We do have wrestling content on the channel too. If you guys want to check that out, we just did the AEW event. WWE just did the Bash in Berlin. Freaking Dominic
Gorgeous ladies of
Mysterio.
wrestling. Okay.
Oh, that was a good show. I didn't.
Ah, no, they were real.
Oh, I know. I never saw
I used to
I
watch
never
it
saw
when I
the
was
real
a
one.
kid
Yeah. I didn't see the real one.
because I was excited because I watched wrestling. I watched WWF.
Yes,
And so when they came out with when Glow came out, I was like, women, women are doing this.
that's true because women did not
I
wrestle.
could do this too.
I gotta check it out one day, man.
I
Maybe
could
they're
come
streaming
on in
it
my
somewhere.
Wonder Woman underoos and get into a wrestling ring.
Damn, I gotta see the real Glow. But that was a good show on Netflix, man. That's how I discovered
Yeah.
Alison Brie, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff, man. So go
Yeah.
watch Glow. Don't watch The Crow.
Don't watch The Crow.
Yeah. Go watch Glow, the real one, the Netflix one. Shit, go back and watch Macho Man. Go watch the freaking promos. Go do that, man.
Mhm.
Don't
I was
waste
gonna
your
say
time.
Glow did have some things that were pretty wrong with it though.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I
I think I know what
mean
you mean from seeing this
it
the
it
biopic.
was what, the 80s?
Yeah.
There was a lot of things wrong in the 80s.
That is true. The movies were amazing, but yeah, that is the movies and music was great. But yeah, you do make a good point there. Um, but yeah, man. Let me see here. Anything else I want to say about the movie? No. Anything else
No,
we need to plug? Well, we do got a really cool movie review coming soon for you guys. We're gonna be collabing again. I'm not giving you
I'm
any hints.
excited about this one. It's going to be fun.
Well, I will give you one hint. I will give you one hint. Comic book movie, most underrated of the entire genre. That's the one thing I'll tell you. So you're gonna have to put the guesses
Wow.
below in the comments. What comic book movie are we gonna be talking about? It is not the MCU. God damn it! I love the MCU, but we're not talking the MCU. We're talking about the trenches, man. We're talking about the great classics. So make
We're getting
sure,
dark on it.
Yeah, man. Make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna go all into that and actually talk about a great movie, like we usually do. So yeah,
Yeah.
make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. Beetlejuice is coming out this weekend by the time you're seeing this video. So we're gonna have a spoiler review for that as well.
Mhm.
Let me see. Is there anything else going on the channel this week that's gonna be crazy? Anything else? Might do a review of the OG Beetlejuice if I get time.
That's one of my
And
favorite movies.
really, oh, that's up there. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite Tim Burton
Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands are my favorite Burton films.
between me and you. I don't like Edward Scissorhands. Yeah,
I'm Teen Edward. I've always loved Edward Scissorhands, but I was also a big Johnny Depp fan growing up too. So
I like Johnny, but I prefer him in the
mhm.
pirate gear. If I'm going to be honest with you,
Yeah, it's okay. I won't hold it too much against you, but yeah. But
or
Edward's
both.
it's between Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands as being my favorite Burton movies.
Hmm. I don't
So
know.
that's why I've been kind of nervous about the new Beetlejuice, just because I kind of like with The Crow, I love The Crow so much where now I'm like, okay, Beetlejuice can go one way or the other as well. Although they've got a great cast, and I am glad at least Burton's still part of it. And
Hey, my boy been
I'm
cooking,
glad that
man.
they still have most of the original cast, other than Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin.
Alec, understandably, not
Yeah.
saying the guy, not disowning the dude, but he's going through some shit right now. Gina
Yeah,
Davis,
he
I don't
very
know
well
why.
is. But Gina Davis.
I think they kind of fucked up on that. Even if the movie's good, come on, it's Gina Davis. Why aren't you going to get Gina
I like
Davis?
Gina Davis.
You know what's crazy? She was in the Glow TV show, not the original, but you know what I'm saying. She was
Yeah.
actually in there. I don't. I think
Yeah.
she was playing someone important from the actual show, but
Mhm. But I'm
but yeah,
glad that they still have Catherine O'Hara, Winona Ryder, and um oh, my brain is shot. This is why we shouldn't do this at almost midnight.
yeah, I feel you on that one. Hey man, we had to
Michael
get it in,
Keaton. Michael Keaton.
baby. Are you talking about?
Beetlejuice himself.
Are
The
you talking?
ghost with the most. Michael Keaton.
Are you talking about me?
And Michael Keaton's also going to be my Batman forever too. I don't care what anybody says. Keaton will always be my Batman.
I'll be here all night, man. I can't pick a Batman. I can't do it. There's too many good ones, man. I like every Batman besides Val Kilmer and George Clooney. There's so many good ones.
There's a lot. Oh, well, I mean, if you want to go back to Adam West, you can do that too.
That shark
Just getting a
repellent
little
shit is pretty
nostalgic.
fun. It's pretty
But no,
fun.
I am Michael Keaton will forever be my Batman.
You want to get
Not
nuts?
saying that not saying that there's not other good Batmans, but Michael Keaton's my Batman.
Well, in that case, I got a question for you.
Right.
Do you bleed?
Right.
Hey, did you catch
I,
that?
I did not.
So do you bleed?
No. Have you
Because
ever
you
danced with
will.
the devil in the pale moonlight? That's my Joker too. It's between, well, it's actually between Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger. It's my Jokers.
You want to know how I got these scars? I'm Team Heath Ledger all day. The GOAT. I don't care what nobody
Yeah.
says. Best Joker.
But the thing is though, is him and Jack Nicholson's Jokers are so different. So, you know,
Vision of chaos.
they're different characters. So I like them both for completely different reasons. And Jack Nicholson's one of my favorite, just one of my favorite actors of all time, anyways.
I feel you. Yeah, I got a lot of love for my boy Heath Ledger, man.
Here's
Everything
Johnny.
I hate
Come
about
on.
you. Come on. Lords of Dogtown? Come
Yeah.
on, man. That guy should have got an Oscar for that thing.
Mhm.
So good.
Yeah.
So
No,
good.
Ledger, rest in peace. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
great too. Like I said, I like them both, but I like them for different reasons because they're both completely different characters. I mean, they're not the same Joker.
Nah, yeah, for sure.
So you can't compare them.
Hey,
And that's kind of how I feel about them.
Heath Ledger's the GOAT, baby. Let me know in the comments
Absolutely.
below. Your team Nicholson or team Ledger. Come on now. You got to pick a side.
I can't. I
You got
like
to
them
pick a
both.
side. You got to pick a side. we're gonna do a whole
I
bunch of tangents in
refuse.
the comments because nobody cares about this movie anyway. What's your favorite Tim Burton movie?
Let's
While
just kind
we're
of
on
talk
this stuff,
about Batman and Beetlejuice and forget about the Crow.
yeah, for real. Hey, I could talk about Batman all day, every day. Love me some Batman. Hey man, shout out to Robert Pattinson, dog. He came a long way, bro.
You know
Came a
what?
long
He
way.
was actually a decent Batman.
I
And
love
we've
it.
had a lot of good Catwomen.
Yeah,
A lot
hey,
of pretty good Selena Kyles.
my future baby
Michelle
mama,
Pfeiffer
man.
is probably one of my favorites, but I like Eartha Kitt. I liked oh,
Anne
what's her
Hathaway was cool.
name? I like Zoe Kravitz. I like
Anne Hathaway was
um
solid.
Anne Hathaway.
Thought she was cool.
So we've had some really good Catwomen.
That,
Some good cat ladies.
we're on a good trajectory with the cat ladies, man. Let's keep it up, bro. Let's keep it up, man.
Mhm.
I don't know when the hell we're gonna get another one because we're still doing the Battinson, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz, I really want to see her directing debut.
Oh yeah, what's it called? Blink,
I don't remember the name of the movie right now, but
blink twice,
it
blink
looks like
twice.
it was pretty good, and it's got a really damn good cast. So who knows? Maybe I'll try to go check that out here pretty soon too.
Yeah, you got Mr. Gambit himself. I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, dude, come on, man. Remy LeBeau's back. Let's go.
Mhm.
Let's get it, man. But yeah, but real talk, guys. Thanks for checking out this episode, y'all. It's getting late around here.
Mhm.
We're
Yes.
about to go hit the sack, man.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, for real, man. Let my girl Steph go. Y'all make sure you're checking out all the dopeness we got here going on the channel here at Phantom Frequency. Check out the Final Girls. And like I said before, we are going to be back together sooner rather than later within the next several weeks, getting into another dope movie review for you
Fun
guys. I think
stuff.
you guys are really going to enjoy it. I think it's definitely one of the most underrated films of the modern era, in my opinion,
Mhm.
especially in the comic book genre, man. So make sure y'all stay tuned. We might have even dropped a couple of the people involved throughout this review without even purposely doing
Mhm.
it. So there's another hint for you right there. But yeah, man, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff going on the channel. Thank you so much, guys, for checking this out and all you new subscribers and stuff coming in. Appreciate all you guys. We've been having some fun discussions, whether we agree or disagree. We've been having discussions on The Last of Us, which did like 2,000 views. So thank you guys for that. We talked about
Wow, that's
Terrifier
great.
3. No spoilers, but woo, that
Mhm.
trailer's fire, man. So we got a lot of cool stuff going on the channel. We got What's the
Mhm.
Word, where we do the weekly movie, TV, anime news as well. That's a new one we've been doing. So check out all the cool stuff, man. Click below the video. Make sure you stay safe out there. And remember, guys, making movies is hard. So don't go harassing the cast of The Crow, okay? Just remember, the movie sucks. Don't fuck with the people, man. They got enough shit
Yeah.
going on, all right? And Bill
Oh, yeah.
Skarsgård's a national treasure,
Like I said,
goddamn.
it's not their fault.
Yeah. You know those trolls be getting, man. So I'm not advocating none of that. Keep it
No,
simple.
absolutely not.
Keep it simple.
Absolutely not. We already know Skarsgård's going to end up coming out with being in better movies after this.
Yeah,
So
he's got Pennywise prequel series coming.
yeah.
I don't know whatever the hell else he's gonna be doing, but you know he's gonna be around. So make sure you stick around. Why don't you stick around and click that subscribe, man? So we're gonna catch you guys again real soon. Stay safe out
Mhm.
there. Look out for your loved ones and enjoy that Labor Day, man. Get that payday off, man. Go get you some drinks. Go do your thing, man. Do it safely. Hell yeah. But yeah, peace out, guys. Much love.